Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from gorgeous San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I hope you guys are thrilled today to have another opportunity to get your life right. I want to share with you a concept that I learned about a very, very long time ago. For those of you that do not know, my journey began pretty rough. I was pretty much on Ritalin as a young child, and that transferred over to drug use from the time I was 13 to 20, and it escalated from a little bit of smoking all the way to needles in my arms, being taken in protective custody by the legal system in San Antonio, Texas, and committed to the Texas State Hospital. That's the rooms that are decorated with very soft walls, and they give you a complimentary jacket with super, super long sleeves. You know what I'm talking about. So that's where the journey began at 20 years old. And one of the things that I had the privilege of participating in all of those seasons of life was programs known as Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. You may or may not have heard of these. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been. But one of the principles that they spoke about in these meetings was the devastatingly overwhelming experience people would have who wanted to get their lives right and live alcohol or drug free, because they could not conceive of living their life alcohol or drug free because they had been stuck in that for so long. And they had a phrase, a saying, heck, it's even a bumper sticker, and they would say this: one day at a time. You don't have to stop drinking for the rest of your life. Just one day at a time. Just don't drink today. Just don't use today. You do whatever you want tomorrow. Do whatever you want the next day. Don't worry about, when you want to go to the movies with your friends, or when you're going to have a barbecue and everybody's drinking. And don't think about any of that. Just for today. One day at a time. The good Lord gave us the ability to create new mercies every morning for us, and to give us the strength for one day. In fact, for those of you who follow what was known as the Lord's Prayer, He says it. He says, give us this day our daily bread. He doesn't say, give us enough bread to last us a week. Give us enough hope to last us a month. Give us enough vision to last us a lifetime. No, He says, give us today our daily bread. I'm at a stop. I'm not driving. Good morning, Arlette. I can actually read that. Give us today our daily. Then He said something interesting. He said, I am the bread of life. So, do you have your daily dose of Jesus? Do you have your daily dose of being connected with God? Because let me tell you something. You can do anything for one day. You can get up at 5 a.m. and go work out just once. Just do it once. All you have to do is do it one time just for today. You can be super respectful to your wife just for today. You can show your husband incredible grace and love just for today. Oh, I know, I hear you out there. He doesn't deserve it. He did that stupid thing. He said that stupid thing, and he didn't do that thing that he said he was going to do. I get it. But that's the amazing part of a covenant relationship, is you have the opportunity to exercise this unconditional love. It is a love that is based on a decision and a choice, not based on a feeling or a condition. Well, if you do that, then I'll love you. Well, if you do that, then I'll honor you. Well, if you do that, then I'll be nice to you. No. That's Immaturityville, and you're not a member of the thumb-sucking, blanket-wielding babies of America. Are you? No, you're not. If you're listening to this, it's because you understand you're prepared to be challenged first thing in the morning, and I thank you for joining me with that. Anybody can do what they gotta do for a day. One day at a time. They would tell the alcoholics and the addicts in the group, don't worry about not using or drinking for the rest of your life. Just don't do it today. And if you feel like doing it, get on the phone with somebody who's been doing it a whole lot longer than you. Get you some help. Seeking help is not weakness, it's wisdom. It gives you accountability and the opportunity to ensure that you're actually going to execute and follow through on what you said was important to you. After all, it is your goal in mind. You can do anything for a day, especially with the good Lord's help. That's why He said, give us today our daily bread, because we all have the power to make a great choice today. We all have the power to keep our commitment today. We all have the ability to treat people well today. We all have the ability to live a sacrificial life using our gifts and talents in service to other people today. You cannot afford to have a bad day. That is a tremendous waste of time. Tremendous waste of time. Most people have bad moments that they milk all day by rehearsing it again and again and again with other people, going through the feelings and the experiences of it again. So somebody cut you off in traffic. Big whoop. You don't allow them the power to control how you're going to show up for the rest of the day with everybody else because of a 3-minute thing that happened on the highway. No, you can't afford to do that. Your life demands that you show up with your excellence one day at a time. So I wrap up with this. One day at a time. I tell my coaching clients, look, just do your job today. Just make the calls today. Just send out the emails today. Just commit to your schedule today. And then tomorrow, I don't care what you do. And every now and then, a very smart person will say, Coach Steve, why don't you care about what I do tomorrow? And I'll say, well, because when you wake up tomorrow, guess what it's going to be? It's going to be today. And then I'm going to say, just give me today. One day at a time. You can make it one day at a time. You can work it one day at a time. You can pour everything you have one day at a time. You know, that gives you the capacity to quit your habit of playing not to lose. And it gives you the energy to play to win one day at a time. Ain't that right, Dyra? One day at a time. Ain't that right, Mom? One day at a time. Anybody can do it for one day. If it's too hard to do it for one day, you need to grows up. You need to suck it up, buttercup, and embrace adulting, not for the rest of your life, for today. One day at a time. Every one of you has the capacity to do your best just for today. Give us this day our daily bread of life. Come, Lord, help me to be who you created me to be so I can do what you called me to do, so that I can have what you called me to have, so that ultimately I can give greater than I ever have. One day at a time. Whatever you're going through today, you can do it, because you just have to do it for today. Have a great day, guys.